A topic I've been wanting to talk about for a while now is fandom in League of Legends esports. Now, what I wanted to talk about was why it was so hard to be a fan of a team. And one of the main reasons behind this is the teams themselves and the format of the LCF, Sogn. The format of the team consists of 5 players. You have one in each role: the support, the ADC, the mid laner, the jungler, and the top. Now, when you take a player out of a team, the team changes drastically because of the size of the team. You're taking 1/5 of the entire team away. So, say you take 4 players out of Fnatic, as they did last season. You now have 4 rookies and Yellow Star. It's a whole different team, And it's not really Fnatic anymore. So if someone's a fan of that Fnatic lineup, are they really a fan of this Fnatic lineup? They're still a likable bunch of guys, but is it the same team? Is that Fnatic, or is that a different version of Fnatic? Because if you look at this in context, if you compare it to a football team, like Liverpool FC, the English football team, they have 50 players on their team. There's 11 on the pitch, but they're subbing in and out of matches. There's 50 people. Now, if I took four players out of Liverpool, they'd still be Liverpool FC. There's no doubt about that. You're taking a tiny, tiny fraction of their team away and changing it. Changes happen all the time, and, fans of that are just used to this. This happens all the time. So, in context to League of Legends, this is quite different. Because when you take out players that people like, lots of people who were fans of Fnatic may not have been fans of Fnatic after, Xpeke left, and now they're Origin fans maybe, because people can go off and go onto other teams and they follow the player instead of the team, and that's quite key. You don't usually have people in these big football teams that follow a certain player and then support that certain team. Some people do, but you find differences between people. Another reason why it's hard to be a fan of a team is because of the lucrative nature of the teams. They don't stay together very long. There's an awful lot of roster swaps, and also it's the format of the LCS and other things like OGN and the Garena region. You have like a relegation the end of every season. So in the spring split and the summer split, you have the lowest seeded team, the 8th, and wait, how many teams? It's 8th, 9th, and there's 10 teams in the LCS now, and the bottom 2 teams go into relegations, and they fight against challenger teams, and now the bottom team straight up gets relegated, and the top challenger team comes in. So we constantly have these changing of teams to keep the the overall competition of each region of EU, NA, LCS, Korea, and it keeps the flow going. But what happens if, your team gets relegated? If I'm a fan of, if I was a fan of MYM and they got relegated, what do I do? Do I just support them in the challenger scene? I still want to watch LCS. Do I have an LCS team? Do I have a challenger team I support? Do I have a team I support for each region? Especially if they're going up against each other at Worlds, which one do you support? And I think that's really why it's hard to be a fan of a certain team or a certain player even. It's just the lucrative nature of League of Legends esports. It's just the teams' sizes, and it's not the fault of Riot or League of Legends. It's just the way it works. And yeah, I feel sorry for any CLG fans because, their rosters change all the time, and I know maybe some people are fans of Hotshot, and that's why they're still CLG fans, and he's kind of like the owner. Some people can be fans of the owner of the team and be like, this roster's going to work, but, results are results. But the main problem with being a fan is the lucrative nature and the size of the team, and also being a League of Legends fan in general is kind of hard because of the general player of the game is somewhere 17 to 19, and that's the kind of age where you're kind of toxic. We have a lot of toxic players. I don't want to throw that word around, but some people see the community as not a great bunch of people, a bunch of what's the word? They would describe memers. They like Twitch chat when the LCS is on. You've got 200 people just spamming emotes and faces and different memes and stuff like that. And some people don't really like to associate with that sort of stuff. But yeah, I've been Joe Scawn Brace, and that's why it's hard to be a fan of a League of Legends team, or League of Legends in general.